friends, it's Andrew here from Nature's Image Photography, and I am in Tanzania. We are right towards the end of the Great Migration photography tour, and today's been a fantastic day because today is the day we saw the Great Migration. Let me introduce my good friend Pierre Duval of GTW, Guiding the Wild, formerly Bush Baby Safaris, because I need to ask Pierre to tell us roughly how many wildebeest we saw today.
Yeah, thanks Andrew. Yeah, what a day it was, eh? Just so many thousands and thousands of wildebeest.
It was like being in a river of wildebeest.
There's absolutely no way to describe it to anybody who hasn't seen it. Yeah. And I think one of the great challenges for all the photographers we had with us was to try to capture that magnitude of what we saw. How many did we see today? Oh.
How do you do the calculation?
You count the legs and divide by 4.
And good luck with that. But it's only one of so many just amazing things we've seen on this tour. I cannot believe how many lions we've seen. And not just in one national park, but almost everywhere we've been, we've seen lions.
Well, we haven't had a day without a decent lion sighting.
No, true. And I did this tour back in 2019, and I wondered if this one could top the last one. I'm not going to say it's topped it, because that would devalue the last one, which is one of the best nature photography experiences of my life. But everything on this tour has been different. The national parks are so huge, we've taken a different route almost every day. So I've always seen things I didn't see before. And I've seen lions in places where last time we saw cheetahs. I've seen cheetahs on this trip, probably better sightings than we had before, very different ones. The first sighting we saw of cheetahs, we had 2 cubs that were so tiny, they were trying to get stuck into an animal that their mother had brought down, but their jaws were too small to break the skin. I've got photos and video of that, all shot on my trusty Lumix GH6. Pierre, what do you reckon are a few of our highlights? Oh,
as you just mentioned, the cheetah with the cubs was just absolutely exceptional. But just the lions, and then today that migration, and let's not forget that tiny little leopard cub. I mean, that's got to be the smallest cub I've ever seen.
Tiny leopard, yes. One great event for me was at Tarangire National Park. We saw elephants lying down, having a rest. And I was filming an adult elephant standing up on one side of the road, and someone said, "Quick, turn around," and I spun around and just pressed record. And one of the younger elephants got up off the ground, launched itself onto its 4 feet, and then threw a trunk in the air, and I got the entire thing in slow motion video. That'll be something I'll never forget. So yeah, it really has been something special, and when I get home, of course, I'll be looking forward to going through the photos and all the video and putting some content together for you to watch on YouTube. Before we oh, sorry, Pierre, go ahead.
I think Andrea, at the end of the day, from a tour guide point of view, one of the nice things is to read the faces of your clients to see how they enjoyed the day, and each day, I think I'm safe in saying that they've been ecstatic with what they saw, and they've said, "Yeah, you'll never top that. Tomorrow it won't nearly be as good," and each day they've come back and said, "It's been better."
Every day is a little bit better than the day before. Yeah, it really is an amazing experience. You have to be here to appreciate it. Now, I think before we go, I'm going to intro the video where you'll see some of my favourite pictures from the tour. This will be a perfect time for Pierre to invite you to join us on the 2023 tour.
Yeah, thanks Andrew. 2023 is set to be an awesome year, and I'm so glad we've agreed to do 3 trips together.
What is it, 42 days, 3 tours back to back?
3 tours back to back, 3 different countries. Well, that's including Swaziland, which makes it 4 different countries. So we start off in May with the Uganda trip, which is really aimed at everybody. I don't want this to be sold as a guerrilla trip, because we've done it that everybody can come along. If you're not interested in the gorillas, or you're not physically fit enough to do the gorillas, there'll be something for you to do that day, and it's really for everybody. So we're going to be starting off with Murchison Falls, Queen Elizabeth Park, lots of new and exciting wildlife to see there. Andrew, you're going to see a whole bunch of new species. And then of course the big highlights would be the chimpanzee tracking and the gorilla tracking. And it's one of the true life-changing moments when you come face to face with a gorilla and get to spend a bit of time in his world. It really is quite amazing.
That is something that I know for me and for so many people, it's just a lifetime dream. And so many people want to do it one day and never get around to doing it. But this is my chance, and I'm really excited.
It is physically challenging. I'll put that up there for everybody. You got to walk up a mountain to get into their world. We're not bringing them to you. You got to get up the mountain.
Yeah, I got to get into some training.
Yeah, me too. But look, if I can do it, Andrew, you can do it. So yeah, I think it really is a trip for everybody. But if for any reason you feel you're not up to the gorillas and you still want to do the trip, I want to emphasize that there will be something for you to do on that day. It's not like you're going to have to take the day off and waste a whole day of your tour.
Then
we go straight on to what we've just done now, the Great Migration Trip, which is amazing. It's such a highlight. This is your second time doing it with us, Andrew, and you know, you've just pointed out that there's so many highlights you didn't see last time. Well, we're going to do that again next year. As you said,
a new experience all over again, and equally as good as this one.
The Serengeti is so big, so magnificent. We're gonna blow your mind off again. It's just incredible. And then from that straight into South Africa, which is a 20-day itinerary covering all the major highlights from Kruger Park through to KwaZulu-Natal, a trip through Swaziland. We're going to be going down through the garden route, Cape Town, visiting some winelands. So it's a very different from the Uganda and the Tanzania. The fact that it's not just wildlife, but it is something for everybody. Landscapes, culture, history, and of course, ultimately a lot of wildlife as well. Very different to Tanzania. So if you can, I encourage you to do both. It really does go well together. Yeah, so I think that's an amazing lineup. I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yep, very excited. So, yep, here's to 2023.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andrew. Can't wait. Hi everyone, Pierre Duval, Bush Baby Safaris, or has been now known as GTW Guiding the Wild. I just want to take this chance. We've just finished an amazing trip in the Serengeti. We've just come today from seeing the most iconic wildlife experience there is, the Great Migration, 4.5 million wildebeest running through the Serengeti plains. I'd like to extend an invitation for you to come and join me on this. 2023 we're going to be running it in June, or you're welcome as always to book a private safari any time of the year with me, and we'll take just you and your loved ones. We have a specialized photographic safari coming in June that you're welcome to join, as well as a specialized photographic safari to Uganda and to South Africa. Over and above that, you're welcome to join any of our trips that we do through 18 African countries as a private safari. And over and above that, GTW will be running this year in November our Antarctica trip, our first Antarctica trip ever. So looking forward to that. And then in 2024 our first Galapagos trip, which is, I'm very pleased to say, sold out. Such a success, such a demand for it, that we are going to be running a second date straight afterwards. So if you're interested, please contact us, admin@bushbaby.co.za, and I'll get you in contact and we can go from there. Come join us on these iconic wildlife destinations. You won't be sorry.